Part 3, Chapter 29, Ethan. The hairy creature stands on the jetty, glaring at me and Iggy with its big, set eyes. Her big, set eyes. Say nothing, or you will never see your sister again, she says. And as we stare, she adds, Ethan. I begin to say something, but at that moment, the barking gets louder and I hear a voice. Iggy and I turn our heads to see a large dog, panting loudly and coming towards us along the jetty. I hear a man's voice shouting, Go, Sheva! Go, Zeke! Go! Behind me, there's a thud, and when I look around, the creature is not there. But I don't have time to think about this because a few seconds later, the dog clatters along the wooden decking. Sheva stops when she sees us and bares her teeth, growling horribly and sniffing a place where the creature, Helene, was standing. Susie squeezed and Iggy gathers her into his arms. We both stand there, wrecked with fear, dripping wet and freezing cold as the two jewels come towards us out of the woods. Large outlines in the darkness. Just kids, that this says the younger, fatter one. Iggy retreats from the torch beam. A moment later, two men are before us, breathing heavily. It's that feminine, hippie woman's kind. What the bloody hell are you doing here? And why are you wet? Says the older one, shining his torch aggressively right into Iggy's eyes. Iggy says nothing and turns his head from the dazzling glare. We're checking out fish spots, I say. It's a free country, isn't it? The torch beam swivels and now shines at me. The older man says, Oh, it's you. His attitude changes completely when he sees me. The kid whose sister is missing. At once, his tone switches from the rude and aggressive to gentle and friendly, and I instantly hate him from his two-facedness. Fishing and man, this is the best hobby for a young lad. And is he smiling? It's hard to tell because the light is still shining at me. Although I can just see the corner of his mouth turn up, and Geoffrey seems to be smiling too. I notice he's keeping an eye on his head and trying to anticipate his changing mood. The older man addresses me again, trying to warm up his voice. But I can tell he's agitated and probably confused by the fact that we are wet. Tell me this, son. Have you seen anything around here that's out of the ordinary? Well, yes, I say. I'm about to tell them both what we just saw. It was such an extraordinary encounter. I want to tell someone because until I do it, it won't really seem true. But the threat about not seeing Tammy again, my head was swimming with confusion. I began, but Iggy cut me off. There was a leaping throat, honestly massive. It was jumped right out of the water. He holds his hand apart to indicate the side of the fish that we are supposed to have seen. Just there, he added, pointing out over the water, which is huge, still purple in the evening night. He's a good, convincing liar, is Iggy. He even added a little wall splash under his breath as he replaced the side of a leaping throat, leaping throat in his head. He turns back and flashes a grin. All trace of sullenness gone. It's an act, of course, but an excellent one. You should visit it. Both both of the men glaze between Iggy and me, unsure. I think whether they're being or lied to or not, Iggy's still tripping away. So anyway, he says, what are you doing here? The younger Joe said, mind your own business. Now we get lost. Then his dad says, for my benefit, son, you should better go home. Hey, we move to go. Then he adds, hang on, you two are soaking wet. It's honestly like he's just noticed. Yes, said Iggy, without in, now we're really cold. We were just going, aren't we, Ethan? Come on. He gathers up Susie and keeps up the cheery act until we're a few meters away. Then he drops it. I hate him. I'm shivering with a deep bone numbering coat by now. But I follow Iggy back along the pebble beach. When we're a few paces up the path, Iggy taps my arm and jerks his head. As quietly as we can, we double back through the woods, circling a little clearing until we've got a view of two men on the jetty. It's difficult to see in the dusk, but they are walking around, both of them with their large flashlights. The older one holding some sort of gadget that looks like a massive mobile phone. It's got a little screen that glows, and he holds it next to the ground, sweeping it left right. The device emits a series of high-pitched clicks and hisses, several of them every second. What is he doing? I whisper through the chattered teeth. It's a Geiger counter. He's checking for the radiation. How does he know these things? I ask myself in admiration. Then I whisper, "Why? Shh. The men are talking to each other." And we can hear bits of it. That what are talking what about all this blood? Geoff is standing exactly where we were moments ago. And looking around him, that's definitely some sort of evidence. But we were looking for radiation. And either there isn't any or this thing doesn't work. He holds up and the little screen illuminates his face in the twilight. "Are you sure? Listen, son. I know what I saw." A man's voice has superior sing-song tone. "It's all recorded up at the observatory. I showed it to you and you agreed. So don't start contradicting me now, eh?" Dad," comes the meek reply. "Some definitely happened. It happened here, or very close by, and I've got me suspicions about them too late." They both look in direction, and I felt a nudge in my side. I follow Iggy back to our bikes, and we pedal home. Susie snuggled down in Iggy's jacket, and me freezing in the winter chill.